Hi.
Hello, good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Just a warning, we are already recording.
I love it. I love it that way.
I think the electricity is vibrant when we first dial in.
We're just rolling in hot. I love it.
Totally.
That is exactly what school feels like right now. Like, oh my gosh, every day something new.
Yeah. So we're going to keep focused on wellness and well-being and all that stuff. So how are you doing?
I'm really working on practicing what I preach. That's what I'm working on. Yeah, this whole concept of relinquishing the illusion that I have control. I'm trying to repeat this mantra, but I have to repeat it over and over again. That I am not in control of anything but me, that it's not about me, and that everything is not mine to fix. And that works mostly during the day, but I don't know you, when something wakes me up in the night, like last night, it was a cat wanting to come in. It's like that mantra is nowhere to be found. And I hash and rehash and cycle through all the things that I wish that I could make different. And eventually I turn my brain off. But even that, I think sometimes, when we're realizing that we're awake in the middle of the night and that we're doing the, would have, could have, should have, even there's the opportunity, instead of freaking out about how many more hours we have to sleep, to just be like, okay, well, this is what's happening right now. And it doesn't mean that it's going to happen forever or it's going to happen tomorrow. It's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I'm not going to die from it. I'm not going to die from rolling around in my bed trying to get comfortable for an hour or so, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing, is like really focusing on what of the things in my head am I really actually in control of, and realizing that whatever state I'm in or whatever state my kids are in, it's temporary. Most things are temporary. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, same. So I am curious though. What did you do to exercise yesterday?
Well, yesterday I was supposed to run 5 miles, but 2 days ago I did 20.
Oh God.
And I couldn't run yesterday. And even that, like, I had to have this radical self-acceptance that what was on my chart, I don't even know where my chart is, you've seen it before, my chart that I love to go X, it did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The X looked different yesterday. And eventually I was able to accept that. But I did a lot of like, oh my God, this means my training's not going the way it's supposed to go. And I'm not going to be ready in 3 weeks. I have 3 weeks to go. When what it really meant was I had run 18 and a half miles of the 20. I walked some, but it meant that I pushed my body way beyond what it had done before. And I needed to just chill the F out on myself. Right?
Yeah. I ask because anytime I'm up in the middle of the night, whether I get woken or whether I just wake up, often I realize I didn't do the exercise that day, even if it was a walk, even if it was 15 minutes of stretching, just something. And that makes my brain just go. My loud mind just is going all day, and then it's still going at night. Whereas if I do something to release some energy through the day with my body, generally I can sleep a little bit better and calm down a little bit easier. So you're exactly right. You don't have to be perfect with your training schedule, and you don't have to feel guilty about your regimen. If your X is only half crossed or not at all, who cares? But sometimes your body just needs to release.
Mhm.
And when you're trying to sleep, it's a lot easier just to focus on listening to a fan or listening to, some noise rather than, continuing to listen to those thoughts. So just reflecting back a little bit, because you and I've made this commitment to health and wellness, right?
Yes, we have. And here's my water that I'm drinking out of my Mexico cup that was never seeing Mexico.
Maybe next year.
Maybe not.
But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about what little tips and tricks can we offer others. So I told you last time, I got this big gallon jug. So I think it's easier to add than take away. So adding a lot of water and showing progress through the day.
I love you so much for getting that. I did buy it, and it's still just sitting in the kitchen because that much water, no. I just can't. I have to do it in smaller segments, which just goes to show you that it's not, wellness and health is not a one size fits all, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather drink 6 of these than one of those things. That thing is like bigger than your head.
I know, which makes it hysterical, which is part of my love for it. Have you tried these Celsius drinks?
No.
Okay. So these are 10 calories and they're all natural, live fit, and they have all kinds of goodness in them. So natural caffeine, healthy energy. So there's some acceleration for metabolism in. But if you ever get tired of coffee or whatever caffeine you drink, here's a good one.
Called Celsius.
Yep, Celsius. And they come in different fruity flavors.
Okay. I have one for you, but finish sharing with me your other little healthy tips.
Then the other one is good old gum. Sometimes I eat just because my mouth is bored or whatever. And so I've just tried to add gum, especially in the evening or late afternoon.
Yeah, that's it. Do wine and gum go well together? Because that's usually when I eat is after I've had a glass of wine. So I don't know if I'm drinking my red wine and then I put in some spearmint gum. I don't know. I'll have to do some research on which flavor goes best with red wine.
That might be your experiment to do. I'm thinking juicy fruit. You remember that gum?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I loved juicy fruit. It just loses its flavor a bit fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe some Hubba Bubba. I don't know.
Or Prevec. Okay, you want to hear my latest wellness activity?
Yes, please.
Okay, you see how I'm holding a pen here?
Yeah, you look very studious.
Red Crayola marker. Yes. What I have done, and this started the week before back to school because I was feeling anxiety, and I think I mentioned that maybe in our last episode. I can't remember now. But I was feeling just a lot of just generalized anxiety. And so I decided, actually, Amelia decided, she recommended to me, she prescribed, if you will,
a
coloring book full of sweatshirts.
Oh, yes, you did mention it. And I thought somebody was going to send me one.
Oh, right. Yes, I am going to send you one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some just amazingness in here. Like this one says, it's a beautiful picture of a home. It kind of looks like a home in the woods. Yeah. Flowers and trees, and it says F housework. So, right, I've actually started taking orders from my colleagues. I made them all sign a waiver first, email me because of the bad language and me being human resources. But I've taken some orders, so I'm working on order fulfillment today.
Okay.
But all kidding aside, this has helped
No.
Yes. Yes. I am less anxious because number one, I'm doing something that it's a creative outlet. I'm not a talented creative person, but this is a creative outlet, number one. And I love bad words, and there's lots of them in this book. And it turns into a little gift because I'm giving it to somebody else who will also appreciate it.
Wow. 3 in 1.
You may laugh, but I am serious that this is actually effective. And I think that what's underneath that is that self-care is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's we talked last time about the parts of the concepts of wellness and health that make me a little bit uncomfortable, right? When they turn into shoulds about women's bodies, right? And how our bodies are allowed to look and how much space we're allowed to take up. Mm-hmm. I have found that bringing some irreverence to the concept of health and wellness and what does it mean to me has been really, it's been really effective, right? I mean, when I think about how many times I've tried to have said, I'm going to lose this many pounds by this date, how many times I have not done that, or done it and then turned around and just gained it right back. Mm-hmm. Right? Like that, I've trod that path. It's like a well-worn path.
Yeah.
And so I know at 47 that I have to get creative. I have to turn those milestones of health and wellness for myself on their heads and instead make it about, I got my mammogram, right? Yeah. I walked.
Yeah.
I colored in my coloring book.
Yeah.
Right.
So is it less about the doing and more about what you're going to feel relief about after the fact, or feel good about, or feel confident in yourself about after the fact? And rinsing that word perfect out of our language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's about changing the meaning that I'm making out of the doing. And also making those, we think about finish lines, right? Blurring the lines of what it means to finish. Mm-hmm. That to me that's my new kind of North Star of wellness, and not just with me, but with the clients that I'm working with right now, of just really, there's no hard and fast. There's no you did or you didn't. Mm-hmm. It's what meaning can you make about what you did do? Mm-hmm. And how did you show up for yourself this week? Right?
Yeah.
And what are the strengths that you innately have that you brought to showing the act of showing up for yourself?
Yeah. As you're talking, I'm thinking I can offer an example. Last night, I asked myself, do I have the guts and the discipline to actually get up and put on my running clothes and run while Isley's getting ready for school? And do I have the discipline then to do 5 miles today? And so I got up and put my running clothes on, but it was dark outside. And I was like, all right, I got to get creative here. So I went and told her, I'm going to be on the treadmill. So if you need me, let me know. And then my goal was just to do as much as I could during the time it would take her to get ready. Now she's 15, she's not young, so that I'm blessed. And then took her to school and came back, and I had like 20 minutes before I had a client session. And I'm like, well, let's run around the neighborhood as long as I can for 15 minutes. And then after that was over, I did another, and then I took the dog on a little teeny walk. And all of that in different time periods and some walking and some jogging, has added up to 4.73 miles. Now, my old self would have gone, oh my gosh, I haven't run 5 and I didn't run the whole time and it wasn't all at one time, and it would drive me insane. And now I'm looking at it going, that's pretty damn good. And much less stressful than setting off a block of time through the day to go run 5 miles. So I guess, that's it. It's just putting something out there to do the best you can and celebrating whatever you do accomplish. And don't put these perfect black and white rules in place. That's what causes my little rebellious child to creep up, is when I put these rules and things in place, even for myself.
So you set an intention for yourself, and then you were creative about how you fulfilled the intention.
Yeah.
Love it.
And it was really, do I have the guts to get up and run tomorrow? With a calendar that's blocked, like every half hour, knowing it was going to be a hard day. And I didn't say 5 and I didn't say run. I just said, I wonder if, and here I am. And it's 11:20 in the morning here. It's certainly later than it is there.
I love that. And guess what I'm wearing underneath this fall sweater?
What?
My running clothes, because I'm going to do the same thing.
That's the thing. It's just be creative, be fun, be a little instigating, and how you can get your exercise in through the day.
Instigating ourselves. Yes. I love it.
Yes. Yeah. The little mind games with that we play.
Yep. We can use them to our advantage sometimes. Those mind.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good to be with you.
You too. Talk soon.